Pheasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, I was just talking about how people don't, really pay attention to being intelligent and thinking for themselves, because the governments teach this, the churches teach this, okay? Blind faith. Please, have absolute faith in God because He's going to save you. Don't question Him. Well, I got the ability to talk to every God and have every God and saint of your planet talk back to me. Every spiritual entity that communicates to this planet must be able for me to hear them in order to carry Revelations 2:17. That's why no Pope can carry it. That's why no Imam can carry it. That's why no Dalai Lama can carry it. Because they belong to a religion, and for the sanctity of the money they bring in, they're not going to agree that, somebody else has got a God too, because they're too busy telling you theirs is the one and only, and give me money, I've got the one and only God, and only I can give you permission to worship Him, and only I can give that God permission to take care of you. Yeah, okay. What's going on with iPhones, okay? Everybody wants an iPhone. I stopped buying new equipment from Apple about 96, 97 at the absolute, okay? So, like I said, the Apple iPhone, okay? If you run out and get one, no problem. That's your thing and you want it. But stop and think about the fact that you cannot change the battery without using a soldering gun. And it takes you, I'm going to say, if you're really good, but you're careful because you don't want to break and damage anything, that you can probably have a battery changed in about 45 minutes. Okay? And that's provided you have everything in front of you. Alright? Because you have to take stuff out, you have to unsolder wires, and then you have to solder stuff in, and you have to reassemble the cell phone. Now, like I said, this thing here, I can pop it open and no problem. It's a Samsung. And guess what? I don't have to hunt around because this battery says Samsung on both sides because it's a Samsung battery. And just that quick, like I said, I can pop it open. I don't even have to turn it off at the moment here, and, 15, 20 seconds. There I am. I can access the battery. I can swap it out. The bad thing, of course, is when it, stops being... haven't had it open in a while, is that, of course, you have to be connected to the internet. But there are programs and things in here that I can use if I'm someplace and all the power goes out, or I was out in nature and stuff and I needed to see stuff. And by having, 5 or 6 batteries around, it didn't matter if I was out in the field for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. What are you going to do with an Apple? You got no place to charge it up. You got no way to put a new battery in. Are you going to have a soldering gun in your back pocket? No. So it's a worthless phone when that battery dies. I had somebody here trying to sell me one, and he knew the battery was bad because he was, I'll sell it to you for 1,000 pesos. And I'm looking at, dude, this thing's worth like 8,000, 10,000 pesos minimum. Oh yeah, but I mean, you want it. It's an Apple, man. It's an iPhone. See, it says iPhone. You want to buy it. And he couldn't do anything with it, so he was, he thought, the American was just going to sell it up, buy it off real quick because it's a big thing to have, Apple products. These very good Christian and Catholic people here, okay, have basically embarrassed the heck out of themselves. My sign outside on the street says, "Not a homo. For the insult, I have closed my school." And below that, and I waited about a week before I put the last statement on, it says, "I decide what woman gets into my bed, not you." Not even the police have stopped and told me to take that off. They have driven past and read it as I'm sitting under it, folks. Yeah, in a foreign country, foreign police officers, foreign military, go by, see that message hanging over out there to the whole thing, and they know, don't mess with the guy, he's right. We don't have any reason to tell him to go to bed. Especially these ones that are coming up. I had one guy, you know, you got to understand, this is a big tourism town. And these people literally so totally believe in what the churches do. They wear their little icons and they pray and they cross themselves. And, you know, good God, it's horribly hilarious to watch somebody cross themselves and then, you know, step off the curb and almost get hit by a car or a motorcycle because they were too busy dialing a cross across their face and chest. Doesn't even stop and look at what's going on in the street. Now these people are running up to me and calling me a faggot and a homosexual from San Francisco because I won't go to bed with 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-old girls. I'm a 60-year-old man. I have no interest in one of those little kids. I'm very pleasurable and polite to children. I'm a professional photographer. You gotta be, you know, I mean, you look at what's around you and what's going on, and your job is to find the beauty. Whether you're doing a war scene and you want to find the emotion and the beauty of that horror to display it, or you're shooting a beautiful woman or a beautiful, you know, a handsome man, I guess I should say, instead of a beautiful man, but a human being, an old person with all the wrinkles, whether it's a woman or a man, there's beauty in that. There's life. There's a story there. The photographer has to catch it. Little kids, you don't want them crying. You want them to be happy and smiling and looking good because that's what the parents want. So yeah, I got a nice interaction with children and I don't mess with them. And all of a sudden I'm having a parade of little kids coming across in front of me, you know, because I'm not going to bed with any woman in this town. Now, they don't think about the fact that I'm an American. Anything under 18 years of age, you're looking at 5 to 25 years in prison if you mess with in America. I've been an owner of apartment buildings for, you know, 50 years. I know very well you don't touch anything young. Okay? I've been a police officer. I've been a lawyer. I've been a business owner of dozens of businesses. I've been a newspaper photo editor for 9 years. I've worked in so many fields and industries and stuff that, you know, you can get really messed over if you mess with the wrong thing. That at 60 years old, I'm not even going to consider it. But I've had a guy get in my face and literally tell me that his God and his saint were nothing, that he, with his reputation in town of being such a big man, that if he wanted me to get in bed with an 11-year-old girl, by God, you get in there and you bang her and you stay in there until I tell you you're done. Excuse me? You tell me what to go to bed with? Who the heck are you? And I walked out the door. The guy comes back around and then literally is trying the same routine. You know, oh, I'm important and you don't know anything. And it's like, excuse me? And because it's all an ego trip for these people, because the churches tell you not to fact check yourself and not to think about it, and it's all ego, it's all being macho, whether it's a woman or it's a man, doesn't make any difference. Okay? These people do not talk to one another. So here I am on a block. It's literally, you know, a good long length of block. And most of the people here are interrelated. They are family members, you know, up and down the street. I mean, literally, you watch different people walking in and out of different houses. And you can see that, yeah, you know, the guy living in this apartment and owns this building over here just walked across the street and let himself into the woman over there's building and walked into that family's house. Obviously, he's related because he's got a key to the front door. Okay? These people don't trust one another, so if you got a key to their house, you're at least family. Okay? The guy over here that runs the store gets in my face and tells me that I have to buy from him no matter what. The people over there, same thing. The guy down the way that runs the little, it's more of a sherbet place than an ice cream thing, but it's a vendor and they have a bunch of people. And he also has a bunch of his, I don't know, relationships or whatever they are, that they're the, what I call calle runners, okay? They run up and down the street chasing the tourists and show them where the parking is, which is just right up and around the corner from me. And they literally all go through running the same gauntlet of, oh, you don't have any more money anywhere? Good, we're going to steal 10 pesos from you and keep stealing 10 pesos from you every day until you go broke. They can't comprehend that I do business, therefore I make money. I do business on the internet, so I'm making money that they never see. Okay? They don't comprehend that. And you have this whole situation where literally now, from one end of the block to the other, they have all insulted themselves. They have all gotten in my face. They have all found that, yes, I will literally close the door in your face. I have nothing against doing that. I'm intelligent. I have self-esteem. I have so much accomplishment behind me. I mean, think about the fact that the big church is literally brings in $10 to $50 million a year to the Vatican, will not confront me. I have a sign up saying, "Hey, you're a bunch of idiots, bug off," and the local police and the federales and the militaria look at that, look at me, and wave and drive on. You're right, sir. We're not going to mess with you. Yeah. I have self-esteem. I stand up on my own 2 feet. I'm challenging the United States government. They're taking literally trillions of dollars of damage of me shaking my rain sticks. And they don't know what to say, because how do you go and argue that a spiritual person cannot use spiritual against somebody that is absolutely corrupt? All of my data, okay, the x-rays of my broken arm that prove it was done while I was in jail. I was refused any and all medical. Okay? They used torture. They have no other definition for forcing me to sit in a jail cell 10 feet by 12 feet and never even give me so much as an aspirin, because they wanted me to be in so much pain that I would shut up about the corruption. Okay? And here I am. I'm openly broadcasting all over the place. This is my little war room, okay? And they can't do anything about it. They can't argue against me because I've got all the legal data. I can show. The United States Supreme Court sent me a letter, and in that letter they told me to go back to the corrupt court and ask the corrupt court's permission to further my case, and that I had no legal right to protect my son against child abuse, when there is a federal law that has been in effect the whole time that I was in there practicing law, that says that if you do not stop domestic violence, child abuse, corruption, threatening witnesses, coercion, bribes, or anything like that, you are instantly, automatically charged with felony counts against you. You have no right to say no. That letter is signed by a U.S. Supreme Court judge. Oops. They're dead. They have to appear in my choice of courts. The United States Supreme Court cannot try it. No court below the United States Supreme Court can challenge it. So you see the difference about fact-checking and thinking about things for yourself? One man challenging an entire planet. And I'm winning because I'm factually correct, no matter which way you look at it. So think about it, folks. Think about what's going on, look around you, and fact check.